Hey guys, Brian at Frontier. I wanted to show you our heat shrink butt connector assortment that we have. For those of you that aren't familiar with the crimp and shrink style connectors versus just your standard crimp style connector that come in nylon and PVC, these are a great tool to have. These are a nice piece to have. These you actually crimp them as you put the wire in on each side. So just like your standard connector, you'll crimp this on each side. But when you're done, you heat shrink this and it actually heat shrinks down around the wire, and these are adhesive lined. So it keeps all the corrosion out of the connection. And then also you have the mechanical bond, and you have the wire is actually glued in. So that makes it twice as hard for this connector to come apart. This is a must-have. All of our industrial customers use this. They use them to build garbage trucks, water trucks, construction equipment. If they hold up in that type of environment, they're going to hold up in just about any type of environment. So let me show you real quick how you use these, and it'd be something really cool for you to have in your shop. Okay, ready?
Yep.
All right, guys, so you're going to use this to start out just like your normal connector that you have that's not a heat shrink connector. You're going to stick the wire in one side of your crimper and one side of your connector. You're going to crimp it at the proper size on your crimpers. These are just cheap crimpers. And we'll loop it around. Crimp it down on that side. Got it crimped. We have that connection there. Now we're going to heat shrink it. Turn your torch on. I like to kind of turn it down a little bit so we're not getting crazy heat. And then we just kind of work this around. You can see it start to shrink up there. When it starts to flame up, kind of get away from it, keep the heat away. And then just kind of work around a little bit. And you can see it heat right up on there. And voila, you're good to go. Now that we have it all heat shrink, you can see it's form fitting to the wire. You can see the little bit of adhesive popping out of each of the corners where the connectors shrink down. So now we have the mechanical crimp contact and we have the adhesive contact. So that's going to keep all the corrosion out of this. This is a must-have. Once you guys use these connectors, you will get away from your standard crimp connectors. These things are a must-have in my book, and most of our industrial customers, this is all they use. So this kit has 100 of the blue butt connectors, which are for 16-14 gauge, 100 of the red butt connectors, which is 22 to 18, and then 50 of the number 12-10 gauge wire yellow butt connectors. So these are all the standard colors of your nylon or PVC, whatever you currently buy now. But this is a nice kit to have. Everybody uses the butt connectors probably 80% more than they use any of the other connectors. So this is a great kit to have. Be sure and grab this and put it in your arsenal at your house to get your projects accomplished. Go to frontiershopsupplies.com, grab one of these up.